Hey, happy last Friday in 2024, and welcome back to the Friday Funnies. You know, this has been a week filled with parties and celebrations, and I gotta tell you, after a while, it takes a little time to recover from that. That's why I'm proudly presenting an encore presentation of the Funnies this week. You see, next week is our next big holiday. Wednesday is going to be New Year's, and it's going to be our 2025th New Year, which always makes me wonder, what was the first New Year like? Well, as far as I can remember, New Year's has always come exactly 1 week after Christmas. So I assume the first New Year's came exactly 1 week after the first Christmas. So I present to you now the encore presentation on the history of the first New Year. You know, the first Christmas, Bethlehem was abuzz with excitement over the new birth. There was a big sale at frankincense, myrrh, and beyond. Everybody took a few days off from work just to celebrate. It was a wonderful time. Until one of the city councilmen said, hey, you know, we got a problem. Up until now, all of our years have been known as BC, before Christ. But now that he's here, we have to call them AD, something in Latin. So all of the councilmen, first of all, what surprises me is nobody saw this coming. You know, after centuries of declining year numbers, 45 BC, 44 BC, 43 BC, nobody figured out that one was going to be the last of the BC series. So the councilman said, you're right, we got to do up new calendars. We may as well make New Year's in a week and have a big party to celebrate it. So they set up a stage in the town square. You know, they blew up balloons made out of sheep bladders. They invited everybody to come for a New Year's Eve celebration to usher in the new year. So they're all together, and somebody in the crowd finally said, hey, when's midnight? And somebody else said, hey, what's midnight? Because you see, back then, the only timepieces that they had were sundials, which were highly inaccurate at night. You know, they'd go like 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m., dark, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., you know. So one guy said, oh, I got an idea. I got an hourglass as a Christmas present. Let me run home and get that. We'll make New Year's in an hour. So while he went home, the people were enjoying the music of Guy Lombardo and the Royal Corinthians, and when he got back with the hourglass, it was time to do a countdown. So Dick Clark got on stage. He was just a kid at the time, and as the final grains of sand fell through the hourglass, he said, hey everybody, count down with me. X, IX, VIII, VII, VI, V, IV, III. Happy New Year! And everybody was partying and blowing the ram's horns and making noise. The next morning was a big parade with goats and camels and sheep all covered with flower petals. And then they wound up, went through the streets, wound up at the athletic field where the Pharisees faced the Sadducees in the very first manna bowl. And then the next day, everybody went back to work with a brand new calendar and went shopping for linens at the January white sales. And now you know the rest of the story of the first New Year's. I hope you have a wonderful New Year's celebration yourself, my friends, and be safe, be festive, and I'll see you back here next year. And by that I mean next week.